last night.
Yes, we
and
were.
he said, last week the Solar Flare with no mana leaks made top 8. This week the Solar Flare with no mana leaks made top 4. So
That's true. Yeah. So
he's like, the world will consider this the correct Solar Flare build, no
Yeah,
matter what
2
you
weeks.
say.
good point.
So that is a great point.
Yeah. So how do you feel like who do you feel like has the edge here?
I think Sondag is a gigantic edge.
Yeah.
We've seen Sondag play in 2 or 3 matches. Also, 3 matches now, I think.
This will be the third, I think. Or maybe, yeah.
He beat Brian Kibler.
Right.
And then he had the draw with Valenti, right? And then we saw him in top 8.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
And he hasn't lost on camera yet. So all right. Ooh, Medina wins the flip apparently. It opens up with the Dark Slick Shores.
Brian matches it with a Rootbound Crag.
So Brian only has 1 Birds of Paradise. So playing a Rootbound Crag on the first turn's kind of irrelevant. Does he have the Rampant Growth? That is horrible for Medina. We said yesterday, the quality of your draw with a ramp deck when you play a second turn Rampant Growth versus when you don't, it is equivalent to the difference on a countertop deck in the games that you draw a top versus the games that you don't. It might be more.
Well, Medina just plays a land and goes with a Liliana Vess.
So plus Liliana, I assume.
Yeah, either plus or nothing, and that's unlikely in John's Solar Flare.
John has 3 Unburial Rights. Like he actually just might have a huge fatty next turn.
Yeah.
If he gets lucky on this Liliana Vess.
And I think that's how he's going to have to win here. Is he's going to have to get these guys online early, like as early as possible, because otherwise Brian's just going to outrace him.
Oh, so Brian discarded
Primeval
Titan, and John discarded. What is that?
Looks like I want to say it's a Think Twice.
Sondag doesn't have anything huge he can play in 4, does he?
He's got Solemn. That's not huge, obviously, but he's got
Solemn's
Solemn.
like whatever.
Yeah. It's
But I mean, he might get a free turn here, John.
Does he have?
This looks like a Best Within. Did Sondag make a mistake?
No, he's got a.
On turn 2, when he ramped, why is there no mountain in play? Is there any Dubs Red that he needs?
Slagstorm.
Slagstorm? I guess it's irrelevant then. All right,
so he's Green Sun Zenith for looks like Viridian Emissary would be my guess. The only 2 drop in his deck. Yeah.
So Sondag's actually putting Medina in a kind of annoying spot, right? So he's going to get Viridian Emissary. So Viridian Emissary is going to have the capability of attacking Liliana.
Right.
Removing 2 loyalty. Or Medina discarded Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah, see, I thought it was Snapcaster. It looked like Snapcaster, but I was like, why would he discard Snapcaster? It's more likely he'd discard Think Twice, so that's why I thought that. But yeah, it may be Snapcaster.
In any case, he discarded Snapcaster Mage, and
But yeah, the Viridian Emissary is going to be able to attack Liliana, but he doesn't really want to edict him.
Yeah, it's actually awful if he edicts it, because John's right now, should I edict this?
Yeah,
I'm sure that's what he's thinking.
Well, that's exactly what Kibler was saying yesterday morning. He said he really likes Viridian Emissary right now because of this exact situation. He's like, either people are aggroing, and I just can play the Emissary to block, or they're playing Liliana.
So, I think he's going to edict it.
No, he plussed Liliana. That looks like 5.
And he's discarding Sun Titan.
And Slagstorm hits the bin for Brian off of that Liliana. So no other play.
See, there's
John.
there's no Dubs Red other than Slagstorm. So I guess fetching Forest was okay.
Yeah, I mean he knows that John's deck list and knows that there's probably no reason he needs that double red.
Is that a Wolf Run?
Wolf Run, yeah.
And that is Garruk.
Garruk, Primal Hunter, who we have seen a lot of him this weekend.
In a battle between Planeswalkers.
Well,
This is
yeah.
not a good fight for Miss the Veiled.
Yeah.
I mean, John might lose this game before he plays anything.
He played a Liliana, so that's... You mean anything else?
Like anything that matters.
Okay. Oh, he's got 5 mana here. Tapping 3. Don't play another Liliana, John. Okay.
Ring.
Ring. That'll be good. I mean, now, if Brian has land Zenith into Acidic Slime, he can deal with that. or just Acidic Slime in hand. He's only got one in the deck. But
I really dislike the line that Medina took. Like he just did this edict. Like he could have done that edict a turn ago, and had 2 more. But
right, because basically that
a little more
emissary
loyalty
cost him 4 loyalty instead of just 2.
And he would have had sufficient loyalty to just kill the
right, the beast.
The beast right now.
Yeah, he could have went edict.
And instead, like, first, I mean, Sondag has like an interesting line, right? Like, does he just kill Liliana? Like, Liliana has actually hurt Medina.
Yeah,
way
well,
more
he's
than
helped him a little bit if he with the Sun Titan in the graveyard, assuming that John has the.
If he had Unburial Rights, he would have dropped the Sun Titan first and then used the Unburial Rights on turn 4.
Yeah, you're right.
He's not
He
helped
doesn't
him.
have the Unburial.
If I were Sondag, I would ignore Liliana. It's actually hurt Medina much more than it's hurt Sondag.
He's making that decision right now.
He's gonna attack. He's gonna attack Liliana. Yep.
Yeah, Liliana. So gain some life for John there. It's about the best thing that could happen.
And that's Game Boys.
Well, there's Primeval Titan. Well, now John's subsequent mana leaks are bad. Good thing he won't draw any. So he goes Nexus. Now, all day yesterday, we were watching games that looked like they were over, and then they went the other way, and then they went back to the first way, and then they went back. It was just
So it's the question you're asking: how can Medina get out of this game?
Like, is there a haymaker John can throw here?
John has to open up with something along the lines of
He's got Sphinx there.
a Day of Judgment or an Oblivion Ring.
He's thinking,
Okay.
I think. Yeah, think twice.
And if he doesn't, he will be dead in short order.
Another Liliana. That's not.
I mean, he's
great.
gonna kill the best.
Eat it. I don't know. I mean, it goes back to that play where maybe he should have edicted that emissary.
If he had edicted the emissary, he would be in a similar situation, but in slightly better, but still similar situation.
Well, I mean, wouldn't he have been able to edict away? I don't think the beast would have been there.
Yeah, that's correct, but he wouldn't have had sufficient. Well, I'm not sure if he would have had sufficient loyalty to edict.
Yeah, you might be right.
The O-ring. I'm sorry, the Primal
The
Titan.
Titan, right. So, activate Nexus from Sondag. Activate other Nexus from Sondag.
Why is he doing that?
Swing. So we have 2 Nexuses and a Primeval Titan into the red zone, and Sondag is searching for 2 lands.
Does Sondag have something to play for 5? Or even something to play
he's-
for 6?
He's got.
Oh, one of the Nexuses killed Liliana. That's
Okay.
correct, okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. I thought they were all attacking John.
Same here, yeah.
Okay, so.
Yeah, so one went at Liliana, and then. But Sondag found 2 more Nexuses.
Jeremy, did the other one attack Medina so as to put a poison counter on him? Yeah, so one attacked Medina, one attacked Liliana. Okay. Reasonable. And then does he have a play for 5? It looks like he does.
Just like Acidic Slime into a land? Yeah, Acidic Slime.
One of Acidic Slime.
Or the O-ring.
And this game, I don't think there is a way that John can come back now.
Right, unless
Right.
Day of Judgment kills Planeswalkers now.
It's not even the question of that. Like,
Well, the Kessig Wolf Run and
the Kessig
Inkmoth
Wolf Run and the
Nexus
Inkmoth Nexus is more than enough to win the game, and
Yeah.
I don't think Medina has any good answer to those cards. He cut all the Tectonic Edges,
Yeah,
which is
what-
such a
what-
good combo with Sun Titan.
It is.
I don't know, why would you cut that?
Probably because as soon as you play one, you just lose for some reason. It's like I feel like every
You'll be
time
ejected from
in
the
this
tournament?
form, that would
That would be it,
you'd
okay.
be probably disqualified. Timely
Reinforcements are in fact required. I don't know if they're on time.
Yeah.
All right,
point.
so let's start talking about.
So just from the other game, which we actually didn't mention, the other matchup is Nick Vecchi playing Mono Red, very similar to the list that won last week, and Christian Valenti playing Solar Flare. Nick takes game 1 with Koth's Ultimate. Trying to.
Yeah,
I said Cultimate. Yeah.
I think I've been in the last year or so, since year or 2 almost, that Koth's been in play. I think I've seen him go Ultimate 1 time. So
Really?
yeah, so we missed it.
Yeah,
It's the second time
I feel like I've seen it a couple times, but yeah, it's.
I think I saw somebody ultimate it once, like on Moto actually.
Yeah.
There was an ultimate on Moto, so I didn't even know who my opponent was. And that was, I don't think I've ever seen an ultimate other than that.
So here comes.
Because he ends the game so quickly, you know.
Yeah, you just scoop, right?
Just scoop.
So into the red zone again for Sondag with a Beast, an Acidic Slime, an Inkamoth Nexus, and a Primeval Titan. John now double blocking Acidic Slime with the 2 soldiers and blocking a Beast.
I would throw 7 poison onto Medina. And the reason is because it's the funniest thing that you can do in this situation.
And it looks like he's headed that direction now. He
Yep.
Yeah, there it is.
Just that basically takes all of Medina's outside. Even if he has a Chroma's Vengeance, you know, like we said before, there's 4 Inkamoth Nexuses, each one requiring a response from a point removal spell, and you're gonna be 8 poison on John.
Yeah, the problem for John this game is he drew none of his, like, he doesn't have mana leaks, but he needs, you know, other answer spells instead. Something like, you know, the Doom Blades he has.
I actually think the problem for John is that he drew 2 Lilianas, played 1. Liliana it was bad for him. Then he didn't, you know, I don't think he had a clear understanding of what he wanted to do against the Viridian Emissary. He ended up taking the same line that he rejected 1 turn later.
Yeah.
To a negative amount of efficacy. And I mean, besides the fact he has no answer to the Primeval Titan, he's stalled on 5 mana, right?
Yeah, he's
had a 6 in his hand.
There's
He's had a Sphinx in his hand the entire game that he's never played.
There's a Sun Titan from John, which appears to be able to get back the O-Ring here. Yeah, O-Ring away Garrick.
But the problem is he's tapped out, and there's 4 Inkamoth Nexuses in play.
Yeah, that's what Brian's saying right now.
that's why the pumping the Wolf Run on the Inkamoth Nexus was the right play. Like,
yeah.
No matter what Medina does on the battlefield, the Inkamoth Nexuses are gonna finish it. Okay, so what can John do?
That's really frightening. He needs to be able to deal with, like, he needs to be able to Doomblade Inkamoth Nexus when the Kessig Wolf runs around and Brian ramps like that. So. Before we take a look at the sideboards, we're going to be giving away 6 months of Star City Games Premium Access, as we always do here in the semifinals. So what we'll do, we'll ask you a trivia question. You tweet at the hashtag SCG Premium with your answer, and somebody will win 6 months of Star City Games Premium Access. They can read your articles every week. Flores Friday.
I guess I take it for granted.
Yeah, you do take it for granted. Well, I mean, you get to read it ahead of time.
I do. I get to read it first, actually.
Yeah.
I read it on like
Patrick
Wednesday.
Chapin, Brian Kibler, John Medina, a premium writer himself. All kinds of great premium content. So, I think you actually came up with the question. Do you want to go? Yeah.
Which Magic the Gathering Pro Tour Hall of Fame player finished less than 1 match out of top 8 of this very Star
event,
City Open?
So yeah, which Hall of Famer? Yeah, what was it? 8-2, I think was the record.
Oh yeah, sure. Just give it away.
Oh, sorry. I mean, 16-11. I don't know.
Yeah, which Magic the Gathering Pro Tour Hall of Fame player finished less than 1 match out of the top 8 of this tournament?
No hints this time. I gave you hints yesterday, and then too many of you got it right. No,
all right,
kidding.
so big questions. What does Medina do other than throw back some Soko?
Yeah, he needs to be able to do, well, the first problem obviously is the Primeval Titans, which tend to create the other problem of the Inkamoth Nexus Kessig Wolf run if they're not, like, naturally drawn. So I feel like he needs his answer spells, or, you know, his kind of, we were saying,
which one's Stony Silence? Is that the
it's the Null Rod.
The Null Rod? Okay.
Yeah, so doesn't seem relevant here.
Jason Memory Adept costs 5.
Yeah. I don't know.
For sure, Dissipate's
yeah,
coming
he's got 2 Dissipates and Oblivion Ring. I think he would bring those in.
I guess against Garuk. So Dissipate, Oblivion Ring. Do you think Day of Judgment?
Day of Judgment would have been reasonable there. The problem is we keep seeing players against Sondag be in situations where it's like you need a Day of Judgment and an answer for Garrick.
Well, here's the thing. This is the position I would take. I don't think John can win a fair fight. I think John can only win a variance corner case fight.
Okay.
I think it's the only way he can win.
Okay.
If that's the case, let's go the most goofball way we can. Let's erase any mediocre notions of consistency, and then just go Grand Cenobite. Okay, think about this. Grand Cenobite
Right, Elish Norn,
counter
right.
spells any and all Oblivion Inkmoth Nexuses that are ever searched up.
That's true, yeah.
Grand Cenobite. I don't know if Jin Gitaxias has high enough impact on the game, but might. Okay, so I would definitely bring in Grand Cenobite. I would definitely bring in Day of Judgment. I would definitely bring in O-Ring, and I would definitely bring in Dissipate.
Yeah.
But what about this? Jace Memory Adepts. Go to 3 Jace Memory Adepts. Because what if Sondag has a slow draw? Jace Memory Adepts is actually the fastest way that Medina can win the game without relying on reanimation.
Right.
So
I like it.
I would go Memory Adept, Dissipate times 2. That's 3, Oblivion Ring 4, Jin Gitaxias. I'm sorry, Elish Norn 5, Day of Judgment 6 cards, 6 possibly 7 cards, including Jin Gitaxias. Can we find 7 cards to take out? Goodbye Liliana, 3 Liliana already. 3, boom, done. Timely Reinforcements 3, done. We only need 1 more card to get rid of.
I mean, Tribute to Hunger? I don't know.
I don't
it
care.
seems reasonable. Look at it. Let's look at his.
We don't have to take it. We can just play the other ones and not bring in Jin Gitaxias.
Yeah, I like that. Actually.
Let's
I
go
don't,
that way.
like you said, Jin Gitaxias is great. Well, actually the interesting thing about Jin Gitaxias is how can Brian answer Jin Gitaxias? Beast Within.
Okay, here's the thing. Medina has any number of redonkulous threats that he can reanimate. It doesn't have to be Jin Gitaxias.
Right.
Like, I don't know, but Jin Gitaxias is probably the most high impact one.
Right, because it's going to draw John into tons of stuff.
But
and
it
Brian's
doesn't
gonna-
affect the battlefield. Like, there's no point in having a Jin Gitaxias on board. They're like, I drew 7 cards. My opponent doesn't have very many cards. If he has, and he's only 5'5", if the opponent's
He's
got like
5'4", actually.
He's 5'4". He's
Yeah.
5'4". Your opponent is a 6'6".
Yeah.
Primeval Titan on
right.
play already, or he has Garruk already. Okay, like if the opponent already has Garruk, I mean, actually, Jin Gitaxias probably get you there because you're drawing so many more cards than your opponent is.
I get what you're saying.
But I don't think that even Jin Gitaxias is going to beat Primeval Titan straight up. You know, like Primeval Titan just might keep getting some guys. You know, if all you've got is Jin Gitaxias, you're going to lose to the Wolf Run and the Inkmoth Nexuses. That's the probs I have here.
Yeah.
I think I would go out Liliana, out Timely for Day of Judgment, Elish Norn, O-Ring, Dissipate, Jace.
Yeah, I like that plan.
We should have asked Medina what he was planning to do.
So we just got land go from both players in these early turns. It's turn 2 for Brian.
I think we can expect 3 Thrun the Last Troll for 3 Slagstorm
Sounds right.
from
yeah.
Sondag. I don't see a whole lot of other... Worm Collection engine is pretty mediocre.
So Brian has a Viridian Emissary on turn 2, and John goes land.
You know, he's going to go
pass.
Swords of Feast and Famine, I think.
Brian into the red zone. Rampant Growth here on turn 3.
John's got to have, like, Forbidden Alchemy here. He has to. If he wants to be competitive, he has to
Or
make some
Think Twice
plays.
or something.
I mean, Think Twice is not. Oh,
No,
he doesn't have
nothing.
anything, so... So we got...
Plays
his
a
hand
swamp
is,
and
we see a
passes the turn.
Plains.
If he didn't have... I think he just drew that swamp or a land, so...
I think he has an O-Ring, though, right? Is that an O-Ring?
So, Emissary again in for 2.
Yep, Last Troll.
Last troll from Brian.
I think he drew a Dissipate just now. So he can at least
And
dissipate
goes
the next
land.
threat. And then play Sun Titan. But he has nothing to get with it.
So, Brian goes into the red zone now for 6.
I mean, he's just going to play a 6/6 Vigilance.
And
Whatever it is, counterspell it.
yeah,
Whatever
Garrett.
it is. Okay, that's more than worthy of
definitely-
counterspell anyway.
Yeah, here we go. All right. Dissipate.
Okay.
So no Garrick.
Does he have
And
the Blade of Doom?
He does.
How do you like that?
I don't necessarily like it.
Unless, if he has
he's
a
just
second
trying to
Doom Blade,
save.
I'm fine with it, but
I mean, what's he gonna do? He can't Doomblade Thrun.
I think he probably should have O-ringed it on turn 3. He didn't make
He
any
can't
hand.
O-ring Thrun either.
No.
Can you mean the emissary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he just O-ringed it on turn 3.
If he was gonna remove it, that seems reasonable. But the only problem with that is he probably was holding the O-ring for Garrick,
Would
and
he
then
dissipated?
then he drew Garrick. I mean, then he drew Dissipate. So
his only problem here is if Sondag has
Sword.
Feast and Famine
Yeah.
or Primeval Titan.
So John plays Sun Titan. Doesn't have anything to get back. So it's just a 6/6 Vigilance.
And looks like Feast and Famine.
Another Garrick.
Okay.
Another Garrick from Brian.
Oh, so holding the O-ring is probably going to be good. He has an O-ring, right?
I think so. Not positive. So Garrick makes a beast, and Brian passes back to John.
I think John should just attack Garrick right now. Just attack Garrick.
What, even with the double block there? You know, the potential for a double block? He can't.
He won't. If he double, first of all, if he double, Sondag should never possibly double block there. He could single block with a beast.
Yeah.
But if he double blocks and Medina goes like
Unburial Rites or something.
Like smash your beast with a Doomblade, he loses Thrun.
Yeah.
He can't regenerate Thrun.
Fair enough.
No. Attack Garrick.
Well.
Okay, first of all, Medina's certain to lose if he's gonna not attack Garrick. He should just attack Garrick with all of his mana open. Or I mean, even with that 2 mana open, it would have been reasonable to attack Garrick there.
What did he play? Like
he played some card drawing.
Yeah, that's.
I
what
guess
I
he didn't have an Oblivion Ring, or he would have
used
leveled
it,
Garrick.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Should have attacked Garrick.
Garrick just drawing a billion cards for Brian. Yeah, John, I think, afraid to lose his Sun Titan. I guess didn't have the Doomblade. Was more afraid of losing the Sun Titan.
Maybe he shouldn't have Doombladed the Viridian Emissary.
Report from the other match: Christian Valenti takes game 2. Nick Mulligan to 5.
Stop them from playing. Don't let them play.
So we're gonna Primeval Titan from Sondag, and John is on the ropes, even more than he was a few seconds ago. Primeval Titan resolved, and Sondag gets Nexus and Kessig Wolf Run.
I think we're going to be able to bring
To go to another match.
another match. Yeah,
It's really looking
because
bad for John.
I don't think Medina will last 2 more turns. It was a great run for Medina, though.
Yeah, absolutely. He just doesn't have the weapons to fight this fight.
I think if he had held the Doomblade, actually no, because then Sondag would have just still been able to chump the Primeval Titan with the 2/1. Yeah, he probably just didn't have the weapons. You're right.
And I don't even necessarily know. I mean, yes, I would play Mana Leaks if I were playing Solar Flare. That's just a draw spell?
Alchemy?
Just Forbidden Alchemy, I guess. He does draw a day, which helps-ish. No, he needs like a gut shot for that Garrick. But anyway, yeah, he's now like in trouble from the Kessig Wolf Run. Next,
Why is he counting his deck?
Because he's got Jason Memory Adept. He's trying to see how fast can I kill with a Jace Memory Adept. I mean, that's obviously what he's doing. And there's no other reason that he would do that. But anyway,
I don't know, unless he thinks Sonic drew an extra card or something. Oh, maybe.
He just discarded the Jace. I think he just said that plan's not, like,
He has mana
that's
for a
not
day.
practical. So, but anyway,
He can get Thrun, though. I mean, so he should definitely attack Garrick. Get back a land. Yay!
all right, so John does exactly that. What I was saying was, while I would run Mana Leaks, I think John maybe has the tools to have a better fight in this than it's shown than what he's drawn, I guess, to put up more of a fight. All right, Day of Judgment. So empty board except for 1 loyalty Garrick, and John adds an isolated chapel to the board.
How many swings is it going to take Sondag to kill Medina here?
How many lands is that?
It's
9?
no more than 2, right?
I wouldn't think more than 2, right? He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to say 9 lands there.
I mean,
So-
I don't think John has a spell that he can cast for 1 mana that can interact with a.
It's gonna. I mean, I think right now if he can just tap out and do 5 poison, or do 6 poison, I think. But he's doing something else, I think. Yeah, he's definitely doing something else. Inkmoth. Inkmoth. I mean, Green Sun Zenith.
For Primeval Titan?
Yeah, for 7.
I mean, that's a
yeah,
fine
it's-
thing to revolve here. I think I would have made a slightly different play insofar that I would have left open Inkmoth Nexus in land and then gotten in with the Nexus.
Yeah,
And then-
I mean, he could have.
Unless do you think he's going to Rampant Growth or something?
He gets the other 2 Nexuses with that Titan. Now Brian has 11 lands on board, so
He's going to Rampant Growth, maybe? He has so many cards I hadn't realized. Oh, Viridian Emissary.
Okay. And Garrick will make a beast, and it doesn't even look like John cast a Judgment last turn.
It's the exact same board.
Yeah.
It's actually a little bit worse for John.
Well, instead of Thrun, there's an Emissary.
But Thrun has no text. If you don't attack with it, don't block with it, and don't leave up regeneration
True.
mana.
True. And it's worse because now there's more Nexuses, right? I mean, Day of Judgment was kind of just like a fog, I guess.
I think he had to make that play.
Oh, I'm
but
not saying
it's
it
just-
wasn't the only play available, really. Well,
Put yourself
one
in
of the only
Medina's shoes. What's he thinking about here? How's he going to get out of this?
plays. I don't know. If he's thinking the way he was thinking last night, which is I probably can't win this matchup, he's probably not going to win the matchup. I just think that I think John's deck isn't terrible in the matchup. I think, but he needed to draw the right cards to fight it, and he's not really seeing enough of them.
So main phase flashback. Forbidden Alchemy. I mean, this game's gone long if he can get
Yeah,
flashback Forbidden Alchemy.
and have 3 mana up still. But he's at 10 life, and there's 11 power on the board, not even counting the Inkmoth Nexus
or
and
the
Kessid
Wolf
or
Run.
or the Wolf Run, or both together. You know.
I mean, this is inescapable, right?
I can't see an out for
Like
John.
if John plays a card that answers the battlefield.
So
Oh, that's a good card.
Phantasmal Image, copy a Titan.
Obviously copy a
and-
Titan.
Yeah. And get some lands. Yeah, there's nothing else. Nothing else to copy.
So he's 1 mana open. Sondag should just swing with everything, right?
He can. He's still dead. What? Kessig Wolf Run, targeting the Phantasmal Image, swing out.
Oh yeah,
John's still dead. If Sondag sees it. Yeah.
I'm sure Sondag sees it. Actually.
I would think so too, but you know,
Yeah, just
we
kill the
watched him.
Phantom.
We watched him for several turns yesterday, not attacking with Nexus Wolf Run, where he could have just won, and so you know maybe he didn't see it. So he's
He
declaring
can actually
attacks
just target
here.
his own Primeval Titan.
So is he? He's allowing John to block. See?
It doesn't matter. He's trample.
Yeah, I mean he can do it. That's another way to do it. You're right. He can just give his guy trample and win that way.
I mean, it's better to kill the. Oh, okay. He's just. Yeah.
You just give that guy a
Yep.
billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't really matter,
And
but
that's Game Boys.
he didn't even need to allow John to block. So Brian Sondag on to the finals with
His deck
Wolf
is
Run good.
powerful.
Yeah, it really is. It reminds me a lot of Valakut. Somebody said it on Twitter yesterday.
I
and it
actually think
reminds
this
me of
deck
that.
is significantly better than